Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Let's see if the screen is working. Should be. But welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great. Hope you're having a great day so far. And welcome to this new middle of the day market updates. We're going to do a full update regarding the markets. So that means the fundamentals, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then some altcoins. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'll try to keep the video short and concise so it's easy for all of you to watch. While also covering everything you need to know. So far, what I said this morning for Bitcoin is that I expected a slight pullback. At this point of time, that seems to be happening market-wide as well. We had quite a deep, or at least quite an aggressive pullback 15 minutes after the US opening. Since then, you can see it has stabilized, but a lot of the altcoins are very correlated right now to Bitcoin. And it seems so far that these are actually not the best market circumstances for crypto. Which, is that worrying? No, not necessarily. I mean, the US market has opened for about 45 minutes, so it can still turn around. And if you check out Bitcoin, you can see very often the bullish momentum actually starts a little bit later, and then afterwards we can actually get some more strength. So I'm definitely not worried at this point of time. But I still do think for Bitcoin we're going to get a pullback, but more on that a little bit later. When we're talking about the fundamentals are still fine. The S&P 500 is slowly grinding up towards its previous all-time highs. Volatility index is dropping down, as you can see, is relatively stable. And in general is actually at very low levels at this point of time compared to the last couple of months. Gold is also trading within its range, so there's no major unrest kind of in the world that's pushing up the price of gold. And pushing down crypto, like we saw right here in April, for example. And that's about it regarding the fundamentals. And then specifically for crypto, what I like to look at is the Coinbase Bitcoin price, and that is at this point of time still trading at a premium. Although the premium has decreased a little bit, obviously, after the US market opened today, which has not been as bullish as it has been before in the last month. So overall fundamentals are good, but there's no, like the fundamentals are also not extremely bullish, right? So that are going to push the prices up. Obviously today we still, or hopefully we are still going to get some updates regarding the US-China trade talks. As far as I know, maybe it has come out in the last 30 minutes, but as far as I know, nothing has come out of that yet. So that's definitely something to keep your eyes on. And in general, geopolitics, fundamentals, etc. Are still incredibly important. But alright, so starting off with Bitcoin, like I said, there's not much momentum coming in here during the US session. Outside of that, we also hit a significant resistance level here. So I would say, short term, it's most likely we're going to feel some imbalances to the downside right here. Potentially even drop down into 107,000. But for now, given the strength we've had over the course of yesterday, in combination with the strength we've seen from Friday into the weekend last week, I would say it's still most likely that from there we are going to get a strong reaction, and that we're either going to remain very stable and strong on top of 107,000, or, and this could also go hand in hand, of course, or we're going to get a continuation up to 114, 115, which would be my conservative price target for now. I would say at this point of time, something like this is most likely. That's in line with the technicals, it's in line with the fundamentals, and most importantly, that's in line with the last couple of days. But that does mean short term, we're pulling back. And since a lot of altcoins are correlated to Bitcoin, that will have an impact on the entire market. Now, before we're talking about Ethereum and altcoins, I briefly wanted to shout out the Signal group or premium group we have, which is the same name for the same thing. If you're new to the channel and you did not know this, or if perhaps you're a little bit more interested in trading, we have a Signal group. We have released a new trading guide with my entire, or at least one of my strategies I use, and a full explanation for that. But outside of that, it's also profitable. For example, last week we bought Bitcoin at 101,000. But we also hit an amazing trade on Maker, which rallied a lot, as you can see. So if you are interested in becoming a profitable trader, while also making some profits in the meanwhile, consider joining. Links are down in the description. But for now, onto the video. So one of the strongest cryptos over the course of today is obviously Ethereum, right? Ethereum broke out. Not the first time it broke out of the value area high right here, but at this point of time, I would say it has one of the best chances to get continuation up to 2850 and potentially also 3100. You can see we broke above the yearly rolling VWAP right here, and yes, we do have some imbalances to the downsides, but the combination of the sheer aggressiveness and strength of the move, in combination with the technical breakout that we made, because ultimately the breakout itself is quite strong as well, in combination with the momentum that we had while doing it, both in open interest but also with normal volume, spot volume, I think, look, it's definitely not certain, but this is by far the best chance Ethereum has had to make this a real breakout, so different from when we broke out right here or right here, but to make this a real breakout, fill some of those imbalances, but from there bounce, get a continuation up to 2850, and from there into hopefully the 3000s. That seems most likely. XRP, not much has changed, so if you watch my video this morning, that's still the case. And when we're talking about altcoins, it's very much Ethereum related coins that are doing very, very well, right? So if you take a look at Aave, for example, broke out extremely strong, major uptrend. Would I buy these coins right now? Definitely not, especially if we're not seeing that same strength that we had over the course of this morning or yesterday. But these coins are the coins I think with pullbacks are the best to buy. So Aave, Uniswap incredibly strong, also a lot of volume. Pendle also quite strong, a little bit less, but still. And then Ethereum name service. So those are all Ethereum related. ETH beta, the narrative is called, but they have a lot of momentum. And then outside of that, when we're taking a look at the volume right here, you can also see Uniswap, Aave very high, maybe Athena, that's personally and in the Signal group, which we put a little bit of money in. That's up about 5-6% or something. And then outside of that, not much. I mean, Inisha maybe. I saw that earlier today, but that's also too early to say anything about. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think that's what you need to know regarding Bitcoin, regarding Ethereum, the general markets, and some altcoins. If you do have any questions, of course, let me know. But for now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.